So basically what I'm going to do right now, last night I did free writing, which means I was just typing away. I wasn't thinking about edits. I wasn't thinking about grammar. I wasn't thinking about what I was writing. I was just thinking about the pretty much highlighting the details of the plot. And that's all I did. I took some notes and so forth. And so, let me hide this. So basically, I free wrote 698 words yesterday, or minus the notes, so it'll be a little less than that. But so tonight, I'm going to be adding in the five senses. I'll be adding in the dialogue. I'll be adding in more details. This is not going to be free writing. I will do a little bit of editing as I go, but this is a rough draft. So I'm going to be adding the amplifiers too. So basically, if you don't know what I'm talking about, the amplifiers are basically the body language, the internal sensations, the mental responses, the power verbs. And then also you have the reactions, which comes into play with the emotions to what's going on in the plot. And then the five senses are sight, sound, taste, touch, smell. And then, of course, the dialogue. So basically, this is the second scene of chapter 19. So I'm going to be working on that for a little bit tonight while I have this writing fever in me. And I hope that this encourages you guys to write. Like I always say, if you have a blank screen or a blank notebook, turn that into writing. Even if you did what I did, where I just was free writing what came to my mind when I was thinking about a situation. Do pain. So give me 1 second, because like while I'm writing, I do take notes. Okay, so actually I'm just going to copy and paste. I'm going to do this easy. I'm going to copy and paste all of this. I'm going to send it to my notes. Well, for some reason I don't know why I did. It should say send to notes. Oh, here it is. So I'm going to create a new note, and this is going to be called Chapter 19, Second Scene in the Bathroom. Okay, so the physical signs and behaviors. Okay, so of course this is not happening. I would say, so she, Faith is trying to push him back with her hands. So in other words, she is kind of like she's trying to maybe grab him to push him off of her, maybe, or she grabs his arms or something. Her arms just don't like go to the sides, they move. So basically she tries grabbing. See, this gives me ideas of what I want to write. Okay, so grabbing Draylen so she can push him off of her. Okay, so we'll get rid of this. This. Yeah, her eyes are already watery, so we know that. She's not crying at the moment, of course. Well, I don't know if the eyes are watery or not. I don't think so. Flinching. I would say she tensed up. Or her body tensed. As he was running towards her. Okay. She didn't flinch. She already knew it was coming. Yeah, she's making noises. Painful noises. Okay. Breaths that saw in and out. I would say she inhaled her breath. So I think when you're being shook, you're not going to be like you're going to go like that. You're not going to be like that. You know what I mean? Flaring nostrils, trying to sleep it off. No. Gripping. Here we go. So we got the gripping people. Yeah. That's the word to use. Gripping, not grabbing. Gripping. Okay. A bent back, hunched shoulders. No. Stiff walk. Her body, instead of saying her body was tense, because I use that a lot, I could just say her body stiffened. Stiffened. Trembling limbs. I would say she was trembling afterwards. She had trembling legs afterwards. Pretty much when he let go. Blotchy skin, no. Glassy eyes, no. Screaming, moaning, or groaning. Of course not the moaning. Groaning, screaming. I think it's hard to scream when you're being shook. Biting the lip, no. Rocking back and forth. Panting, yes. So instead of saying, okay, inhale her breath, I'll just put panting right here. Repeat the same phrase over and over. Distracting gestures, flapping a hand, tapping a foot, nodding the head. Oh, you know what? I actually like the word flapping, because she's having a hard time gripping him because she's in the middle of being shook. So it's kind of like when she's trying to grip him, basically her hands and arms, her arms and hands are flapping. I like that. All right. So I like that. Whoops. Squeezing the eyes shut, refusing to look. Not refusing to look. I think she's more so, yeah, she is definitely squeezing the eyes together because she's in a lot of pain and she's being shook, and it's like, oh, yeah. Squeezing the eyes shut. Squirming in discomfort. No. Arching the back. No. Okay, so basically I have the physical signs and behaviors that I want. So I'm going to go ahead and save this. So this is physical signs and behaviors. All right. Now I'm going to go to internal sensations. I'm gonna go ahead and just, I think it's easy for me to just send this all to notes and then just delete what I don't want. Okay, so we have internal sensations. Shuddering breaths. Yeah. Hyperventilation, yes. Nausea, I would say after she was shook. When he let go. Lightheadedness at the sight of blood. This would just be lightheadedness. After she was shook, when he let go. Starburst behind the eyelids. No. Tight muscles, yeah. Like I said earlier on, that she tensed up. Dizziness. She was definitely dizziness in the act, before, during, and after being shook. Fainting or blacking out, that comes later in the story. Cramping, no. Feeling cold or feverish, no. A dry, coppery taste in the mouth, no. The body shutting down or going into shock, yes. So I would say I wouldn't say the body shutting down. I would say like more so going into shock. So I'm going to delete this part. Whoopsie. I'm going to go ahead and save this. Now the mental responses. She does panic. She can't calm herself down in the midst of going through that. Hallucinations, that comes in, I think, later. Short-temperedness, no. Trying to convince oneself that it isn't as bad as it seems, definitely not. She's too busy being shook. Bargaining with God, no. So basically all it is panic. I'm going to go ahead and save that. Okay, writer's tip. Each person has a different pain tolerance. Your character's personality and inability or ability to withstand pain will determine whether he would show open symptoms of pain or suppress them. So I'm going to go into associated power verbs. Okay, so associated power verbs. Okay, so the ache would be afterwards. Throb would be afterwards. Burn, no. Pulse, no. Tremor, I already have tremor. Sweat, no. Twitch, no. Her arm may be stinging from his grip. Torment, no. Already said stiffen, no. Grunt, no. Bite, cry. Tail groan. We can delete all of that. I like how it says stab. Like maybe like she could be like using her hands, like stabbing with her fists on his body. I like that word too. So I'm just gonna put stab and then put her hands hitting his body. Like she's using her fist or whatever, more so. With a grip, fist with a grip. Okay, erupt. Erupt, yeah, she wasn't expecting him to do that, so it abruptly happened. So basically she didn't see it coming. Prick, none of that. Agonize. Pinch, great links. Weep. Okay, she cries afterwards. Well, faint comes later, so I'm gonna put right now. Blister, redden. Her face is reddened, even though she can't see it, but maybe when she looks in the mirror afterwards, like flushed. But see, she can't look in the mirror because she's too busy. Her face was burning. So I want to use redden, more so burning. She wouldn't know if she's bruised, cut, or sliced. Of course not. Sliced, of course. I'm going to go ahead and save this. Inattention causing injury. Twisting one's ankle on a walk, falling off the deck, etc. Close contact with the author. Okay, I'll need for my notes. So basically, I'm going to go to my workspace. I'm going to go here. I'm going to go to print. And see how this nicely prints out? But the only pages I want are page 1 and 2. Portrait. I'm going to go ahead and save this as a PDF. And I'll go put it where I need to put it later. I don't want you guys to see my files because those are private files. So I do have it saved, and I'll be able to find it when I get off of here, and then I'll put it in the file where it has to go under the Chapter 19 folder. Okay, so I'm done with this. I'm going to go ahead and go to the emotions into body language. Now, I'm just going to use, sorry, I use my notebook and I type and I use everything else. Okay, so it just makes things easier for me to type. So eyes, brows, and forehead. Okay, so let's see which applies to her. She had bug-eyed. She was bug-eyed. Yeah. What else? We already said her eyes burned, and the other, I already wrote down her eyes burned. Maybe the inside, that would be a physical. I mean, maybe it'd be the inside, it would be an internal. The inside of her head was maybe shifting. She felt her, like, inside her head, like, shifting because it was being hit so many times in the wall. Pupils dilated. Okay, place to place or stationary or posture. Posture. Um, so have she was bent over. I already used hunched earlier. She was bent over afterwards, after the shoot. After being shook. Um, I like the long leg strides. That for like when he was heading towards her. I like how that sounds. Because what I said was running, but long leg stride sounds so much better. Okay, this is when he was heading toward her to shake her. Okay. The next one is let's see what else. I like how the rammed her barefoot into her jeans, but like the word rammed, I like that. Like rammed her back. Like maybe before he let go, he rammed her back. I like that. Into the wall. Before letting go of her. Okay, what else? After he let go, she sagged against the wall. I like that one. And this would be afterwards. So this would be because she was exhausted from what she just went through. Okay, so just going to make a circle around that. All right, another one. Let's see. Strength into oh, I like the word storm toward her. Let me just add that in there because that actually does sound good too. I don't know which words I'm going to use, but this gives me different examples. This is with anger or with a sudden surprise. With a sudden surprise. Okay. So next, let's see if there's anything else. Oh, and this is beforehand. This is when he's coming towards her. The next one. Okay, so we're done with that. Head movement. Let's see, when she's being shook, and her head is hitting the back of the wall. How about after he let go, her head drooped. I like that. I said dropped. I meant droop. Okay, so the next one. We're done with that one. Okay, so the next one is the mouth and jaw. So while she is being shook and her head's being hit against the wall, gapped mouth stare. I need to charge my phone. My phone just died. I'll charge it in a minute. Where was I at? Oh, mouth and jaw. Dapped mouth stare. No. Inhaled a sharp breath. I talked about that, but I like how that sounds even better than what I use. So inhaled, that I said earlier. Inhaled a sharp breath. I like that. Because that's exactly what I was talking about earlier when I first turned this live on. Okay. Lips screwed into. No. Okay, so next, let's see. There's still some more. Slack mouthed, probably afterwards. This would be afterwards. Okay, the nose. I'm not going to add anything there. The face in general. Screwed up her face. I like that. That would be probably. That would be afterwards. And it would be because she's ready to cry. She's definitely angry. Okay, arm and hand. A vicious yank. I like that. Because that's what Draylin is doing to her. So instead of saying shook her, I could say visually yanked her. Or maybe I could say both. We'll see. Brandished his fist. Well, I talked about how she was trying to hit him to get him off of her. In the middle of her being shook, she's like trying to use her arms and hands to like push him away. So I kind of like that word right there. So I'm just going to add it to my notes. Brandished her fist. Okay. Let's see what else. I like that one. Clamped his fingers into tender flesh. That's a good one. That sounds better than what I wrote already. Which anger and I'm going to say wants to inflict pain. That's exactly what he wants to do. Clenched his fist. I like that, but I would say that she clenched her fist. Okay, all right, so we're done with that. Okay, oh, there's so much more. Excuse me. Oh, yeah, and I said she need him, so he held his crotch, and that's a good one. So held his crotch. And danced a frantic jig. Which is a physical need to relieve himself, which I'm going to add here after she knees him in the balls. There we go. Okay. What else? I like the wide sweep of his arms. Maybe we could do the wide sweep of her arms because she's trying to hit him and trying to get him off of her. I like how that sounds though. All-inclusive gesture, her. Okay, sitting or rising. Well, in the book, Draylin is holding her up and was shaking her, and her head was hitting the back of the wall. So collapsed Um, I like that word. I don't know how I would use it. In a stupor. This would probably be after he let go, of course. If I even go there with that. Okay. Entire body and general. Let's see. Body stiffened, I already have. I like the heart galloping after he lets go of her. I like that. That word, those words. And this would be after he let go. After he let go, of course, I like the inhaled a deep breath and blew out slowly. But I would say she was like, it was not slowly. It was like she inhaled a deep breath and blew it out, and like she was panicking, like anxiety. So I'm not sure how I'm going to word that, but at least this gives me an idea. That's why I love these different resources, because they give me ideas on how I want to write out the scene. Manhandled the woman into a corner. I already have manhandled so many times. I don't think I want to keep using that same word, but I think when I was doing free writing yesterday, I used the word manhandling. So I'm just going to leave that one alone. Slumped shoulders, there, that would be afterwards. The next one, stooped and bent. I like that one because I did talk about how she bent over, but also stooped sounds good too. like in pain. And this would be after he let go. Panting, I like that. Was panting now at, and then, you know, it has the different reasons of why the character was panting. Okay, so I'm done with that. Let me get off of there. So, go back to my story. So here, Draylen rushed over to me and squeezed my shoulders as he lifted me off the floor. While he shook me, the back of my head slammed against the wall. Now, what all this planning I just did about the emotion amplifiers I included the pain, physical signs and behaviors, the internal sensations, the mental responses, the associated power verbs that I can use, the eyes, brows, and forehead, place to place or stationary or posture, head movement, mouth and jaw, arm and hand, sitting and rising, entire body in general. So basically all these notes that I just took and all this stuff that I just did is going to all go right here. So now this one sentence turns into an entire couple paragraphs because I go into showing and not telling, and I make sure that I use the emotion, the reactions, which are the emotions, the amplifiers, which are the internal sensations, the mental responses, the power verbs. Also, I use the five senses, which in this case is the touch, the sound. I did not do the taste. I did not do smell. The sight. So those are the only ones I did. So this pretty much just took me an hour and a half just to plan this one entire bit of content. So basically I'm going to describe everything that's happening when Draylen lifts her off the floor. I'm going to explain everything that is happening as she is being shook. I'm going to explain what is going on with her as her head is being slammed against the wall. So I'm putting all these details right here just from this one sentence. And this is definitely, I hope this really helps you guys. I started doing this I think at 10. It's like 11:30 right now. Or did I start at 10:30? I think it was 10 or 10:30 I started. So what I'm going to do now is maybe I can give you guys let you guys see how it turns into a pace of the beginning of the scene once they enter the bathroom. So maybe I'll do that. So instead of saying Draylon rushed over to me, I could say either I could say where's the long leg strides? I like that one. Stormed toward her. I like that one too. So I would say Draylon stormed toward me in a long-legged stride. Now, what is going on with her as this is happening? So basically, what's going on with her as he's coming towards her? First of all, her eyes bulged. Or bug-eyed. I like using how do I want to say it? My body tensed. The muscles in my body tensed up. And my eyes bulged. As he stormed toward me. Now I'm going to go back here and take this out and say Draylon took a long leg stride in my direction. The muscles in my body tensed up and my eyes bulged as he stormed toward me. I use tensed up a lot. I'll say stiffened. My body stiffened. She's going to have an immediate reflex, which is wanting to prepare to push him away from her because she sees him coming. So basically, okay, here we go. I clenched my fist. Brandished, I like that one better. I brandished my fist and with a wide. See, now what I'm doing is I'm adding detail to the story. I'm bringing the story alive. I'm letting my readers visualize what is going on as it's going on in past tense, first person past tense. So that one sentence is turning into an entire basically story, you know, of showing and not telling and it's giving, like, it's going to be like the pace is going to be good too, because you have to think about pacing as you're writing your chapters as well. So Draylen took a long leg stride in my direction. The muscles in my body stiffened and my eyes bulged as he stormed toward me. I brandished my fist and with a wide sweep of my arms, what is it called, like when you try to like shield yourself? I shielded to make a shield. No. I brandished my fist and with the wide sweep of my arms, I flapped them. With a wide sweep of my arms, Excuse me, excuse me, excuse me. Stab. I like that. With a wide sweep of my arms, I stabbed him. I stabbed him not stab, to push him away from me. Or, excuse me. I brandished my fist and with the wide sweep of my arms to push him away from me. That doesn't make any sense. I brandished my fist and with the wide sweep of arms, I pushed him away from me. Excuse me. Draylin caught a grip of my arms. Excuse me. Oh God. I can't stop coughing. Okay, so caught a grip of my arms. No, he rammed, I got it. Draylin rammed me against the wall and gripped my arms. And gripped my arms as he hold on. Draylin Victorious, whoopsie. Draylin viciously yanked Draylen rammed me against the wall and gripped my arms and viciously yanked me up. Viciously yanked me off my feet. I can take this off. With his fingers clamped into my tender flesh. I like that. Into my tender arms. He shook me He shook me with his fingers clamped into my tender arms, with his fingers clamped into my tender arms, excuse me, with his fingers clamped into my tender arms, the back of my head slammed against the wall. As he shook me. Now let's see what's going on with her. Okay, so I inhaled. How did I spell that wrong? Oh, I had an E. I inhaled a deep breath as his fingers clamped into my tender arms as the back of my head. Hold on. I inhaled a deep breath as his fingers clamped into my tender arms. Period. The back of my head slammed against the wall as he shook me. The back of my head, no. I squeezed my eyes tight as the pain in the back of my head I squeezed my eyes tight as he shook me. I squeezed my eyes tight as he shook me, and my eyes squeezed what the heck? There we go. My eyes squeezed shut when the back of my head slammed against the wall. Period. My teeth grind and my jaw tightened while while hitting his if he has my shoulders, if he's gripping my shoulders and has me in the air, I'm not able to move my arms, duh. So it's not like I can hit. My teeth grinding she just had to take it. Oh no, she need them. My teeth grind and my jaw tighten as right here. Right here I use my hands to try and push him off me, but he had a strong grip. That is impossible. I need him in his nuts, and he let go of me, and I ran past him as he leaned over. So let's do this. My teeth grind and my jaw tighten as I need him in his nuts. And then he let go and grabbed his crotch. There was another word with that. When he was jiggling around. I know I wrote it down. Oh, here it is. And dance a frantic jig. Yeah. He let go and grabbed his crotch as he danced a frantic jig. Jig. Okay, Draylon took a long leg stride in my direction. The muscles in my body stiffened and my eyes bulged as he stormed toward me. I brandished my fist, and with a wide sweep of my arms, I pushed him away from me. Draylon rammed me against the wall and gripped my arm. Draylon rammed me against the wall and gripped my arms and viciously yanked me off my feet. I inhaled a deep breath as his fingers clamped into my tender arms. I squeezed my eyes tight as he shook me, and my eyes squeezed. What in the world? I squeezed my eyes tight as he shook me. I squeezed my eyes tight as he shook me when the back of my head slammed against the wall. My teeth grind and my jaw tightened as I kneed him in his nuts. He let go and grabbed his crotch as he danced a frantic jig. Okay, so I'm getting there. I think I want to say my head drooped. Once I was free from his hold, from Draylen's hold, my head drooped. My head drooped. My head drooped. And my shoulders slumbered when my body collapsed in a stupor. As I couldn't get my panting under control. I couldn't get my panting under control. And my heart galloped as I ran past him. I mean, the bathroom's not that big, so ran doesn't really sound right. I'll change this here and put it here. As I did a long leg stride around him, My heart galloped. Yeah. Then here I'm going to put stormed. Draylen stormed in my direction. Okay. Once I was free from Draylen's hold, my head drooped and my shoulders slumbered when my body collapsed in a stupor. I couldn't get my panting under control and my heart galloped as I did a long leg stride around him. Period. Okay, I'm just putting in some dialogue to make this story real. I don't think it's aww. Grunted. Okay. Okay, so this goes into the next part of what goes on in the story. So I'm gonna stop here because I want to really show you guys something. I spelled this wrong. I know what I want to say. See, this is, I know I'm spelling it wrong. Whoops. Here we go. Okay. I just want to move all this up. It's right there. What is he saying as he's shaking her? Hold on. Okay, there we go. Okay, so I'm done with the first part of the drama in chapter 19, second scene. So this is what I previously had, and I'm just going to show you guys the difference. Okay, so on my free writing, I had Draylen rushed over to Faith and grabbed my shoulders and squeezed them tightly and lifted me off of the floor and slammed my back against the wall a few times. And when he shook me, my head slammed against the wall. I used my hands to try and push him off me, but he had a strong grip. I kneed him in his nuts, and he let go of me, and I ran past him as he leaned over. Okay? So that's pretty much where we stop, right there. Okay? Now okay, so I read this part to you guys of how I did my free writing last night. So now I'm going to show you how I fixed my free writing and added details to turn it into an actual scene in detail where you can visualize it. It has dialogue, it has senses, it has amplifiers. I basically made made the scene come alive. And so you guys heard what I just wrote last night, and then just now it turned into this. Draylon stormed in my direction. The muscles in my body stiffened and my eyes bulged as he stormed I said that already. And my eyes bulged. Now I gotta change this. The muscles in my body stiffened and my eyes bulged as Draylon stormed toward me. See? Okay, so let's do this again. So this is how what I just wrote last night changed tonight. So the muscles in my body stiffened and my eyes bulged as Draylon stormed toward me. I brandished my fist, and with a wide sweep of my arms, I pushed him away from me. Draylon rammed me against the wall and gripped my arms and viciously yanked me off of my feet. I've had enough of your bullshit, Draylon squinted his eyes at me. I inhaled a deep breath as his fingers clammed into my tender arms. I squeezed my eyes tight as he shook me when the back of my head slammed against the. That don't make sense. Hold on. Okay, so let me start from I've had enough of your bullshit. Draylon squinting his eyes at me. Okay. I inhaled a deep breath as his fingers clammed into my tender arms. As Draylon shook me, I squeezed my eyes tight when the back of my head slammed against the wall. As Draylon shook me, I squeezed my eyes tight. Every time the back of my head slammed against the wall. All right, so let me just read this from the beginning, because I kept making changes. The muscles in my body stiffened and my eyes bulged as Draylon stormed toward me. I brandished my fist, and with a wide sweep of my arms, I pushed him away from me. Draylon rammed me against the wall and gripped my arms and viciously yanked me off my feet. I've had enough of your bullshit, Draylon squinted his eyes at me. I inhaled a deep breath as his fingers clamped into my tender arms. As Draylon shook me, I squeezed my eyes tight every time I inhaled a deep breath as his fingers clamped into my tender arms. As Draylon shook me, I squeezed my eyes tight every time the back of my head slammed against the wall. Get off of me, I yelled while squirming my body. We're not going to say just get off me. Get off me, I yelled while squirming my body. My teeth grind. I have grinned. Whoops. I just do it like this. Wait. My teeth grind. Huh? a second. See, this is what, hold on a second. It's not sounding right. I mean, I'm not spelling it right. Richard. Well, I want to say oh my God, I cannot think. Sometimes brain damage gets the best of me. Something so easy as this. Oh. No, because it won't be grinding, because that means it'll be moving, and she's not moving her lips. I mean, her teeth. They're just like, maybe she just, her jaw tightened, but what did she do with her, my jaw tightened as I need him. Yeah, because I'm tightening it right now as I speak. Okay. So get off me, I yelled while squirming my body. My jaw tightened as I kneed him in his nut. Okay, hold on. Okay, get off me, I yelled while squirming my body. My jaw tightened as I kneed him in his nuts. Fuck! Draylen let go and grabbed his crotch as he danced a frantic jig. Ow! Okay, Draylen grunted in pain. Once I was free from Draylen's hold, my head drooped and my shoulders slumbered when my body collapsed in a stupor. I couldn't get my panting under control, and my heart galloped as I did a long leg stride around him. Okay, so basically that turned into the free write that I did yesterday. So I guess you guys can really see that there's a complete difference in free writing and making a story, making a scene come alive. So I'm going to read both one last time, and then I'm ending it for the night because it's already going on 12:30, and I've been doing this since 10 o'clock, and I've only made it this far. That's how long it takes for writers to write. and it looks like it. I know I have a ways to go, but this is a start, and I feel like I was very productive and accomplished exactly what I wanted